Good day, great love, and luminous beams of love and light to all of you. Thank you for joining me once again in my beautiful multidimensional world. Um, if you're new to my channel, thanks for joining me in my journey and inspiration to share with everyone that everything in creation speaks its own beautiful language of light. Everything has its own song, its own purpose, and everything is perfect in its uniqueness. And today I once again invite you, as I have in videos before, um, the essence of sage. As I was going through the garden, down down their garden, if you've been watching the channel a little bit, and just kind of seeing what was going on and what was growing down there, and the sage is in bloom. The oregano is out of control. And I found some, I think they're blackberry plants or something down there growing everywhere. So quite surprises today. But today I wanted to share with you specifically the essence of sage, and to once again bring the light languages and codes of the essence of that idea of sage, and understanding the connections that we have created and co-created with nature and everything around us. And as you know, I've been doing some gardening the last few months, and we came across the sage in bloom, and it has the most unique smell. And I wanted to just simply share the color, the essence, the idea of once again connecting with the essence of, in this case, sage. The idea of what does sage mean to us? What are the other meanings of sage? Bringing, I always think of it as, and I'm a Sagittarian, so I sort of think of sage as part of that idea of wisdom, of higher learning, higher exploration, more quantum understanding, and how when we tap into the essence of these plants, how we can more deeply connect with that part of our own spirit and the essence of the spirit of the sage itself. And also the message that you are your own sage. The answers are always within you. There is only your consciousness, and even the color, the idea of the color of sage. And we've explored this together before about the idea of burning sage in the house, and even if you don't have it, inviting the essence of the plant itself into your consciousness. This is a physical representation of this essence and this idea, yet the energy is the energy, like us, is always and everywhere and every when. And we always have the ability to connect and engage with that essence, that idea. And so I just lovingly and with permission chose these flowers from the sage plant to invite that energy for us today. And I actually happen to have this little crystal vase. So I always feel also that when we are placing plants, flowers in vessels, and we've talked about this before, but I think the sage idea is this idea of the combination too of the sage and the crystal, and that you are also a sage and a crystal, and you are also someone's sage. You are someone's wisdom. So as we gather and become the sage, become the carriers and the sharers and the illuminators of that wisdom, we are carrying that essence through our world and all that we connect with and all of those that we connect with, and understanding that idea that you're always the teacher, and yet we also are our own teachers, and our higher mind is that which extends to us that sage wisdom, that through our imagination, the conduit to a higher mind, is how we tap into the sage within us. And it just has a very, very unique, extraordinary smell. And so once again, I was just simply, spontaneously guided as I'm clearing the leaves and placing it in the water. And typically I use spring water or rainwater, always, pretty much exclusively. But I was actually standing next to I had a little bit of spring water left, so I put some spring water in here, so that we could just have this sharing right now. So I felt that was also a part of the story of the water in it too, and the combination of that, and how the water carries the information into the plants. And we know about infusions and plant medicine and oil infusions and tinctures, and so we already innately understand all those things. So this is just simply another extension of that. Antu moro be inakia barosana marite mia bosha I vesamori kia bosono tivilasha. And again, just like everything, it's a permission slip. It's something that we have co-created to give ourselves permission to become more and more aware of all that we are. La visamose te ishanati, and it also has light codes of light, of information that it is sharing with us. Everything is. And we grow and expand, and we grow as crystals. And as I gaze around me and looking at the new flowers that are popping up, and daisies, and how each and everything, literally, once again, as I love to share, is speaking its own language of light with us. And we're immersed in their energy, their messages, their wisdom, their sageness, as you are with them, and as we are with our galactic friends and family, and they are learning from us. We are also sages to other beings and other planetary systems and other physical and non-physical energies and entities who are excited to share this experience with us. Maru mehe in te avalondo di visabari inshana kadianta di visabara visikone baikiana klesete kina kleseno bashana ke plezimotivia mara visabara vishana katigana akalinta abelesono pileve sopoli he la zuno da vekamena de visabarianta kile parienta ele sambaniata ikileshano basata mi somasavi. And they only bloom, and I'm being reminded too that they, most plants only bloom for a specific amount of time. And there's a different energy and a different set of information during that special bloom time. And then the same, equally so, as in the plant's non-flowering states and honoring all of those presences and essences within us, honoring those processes. Naviasonote is Amasha Itai Anaki. Honor the sage within you and honor the sage of everyone else that's in your experience, because each and every single encounter has information and a message for us, is a teacher in its own way, whether consciously or unconsciously, yet it's still an orchestration on higher and higher multi-quantum levels. So, as always, I'm very excited to share these bits of downloads that I get, information from my spirit guides, from the plant spirits, from my own multi-dimensional shamans that I am and that I'm always connected with, and that you equally are connected to. Allow these to be your stepping stones to that understanding. You know, that you too have access to that garden. The garden of all the wisdom of all that is, and knowing and understanding and appreciating and allowing that you will always know what you need when you need to know it, and you don't need to know it until you need to know it, because it's always going to be just like the flowers in its own perfect timing, always. And this is, again, I will remind everyone that these messages are for me, from me, that they're talking to me too. So, we're in this together. So I honor the sage and the wisdom within you. And always, as nature does, it serves us quietly, without forcing. It just is. It just is. It is simply an invitation. We don't need to force our sageness on anyone. Nor do we need to force ourselves into believing that we aren't already always co-creating the wisdom that we need in that moment from whomever we're interacting with. So thank you for sharing your sage wisdom, energy, and love with me. Because we have a really big audience and a lot of support. It is an honor and a privilege to serve you in this and all ways that I may. I love you. I love you. I love you. Mahala. Namaste. Nyankoshe.